displaying the glory of God's creation by exploring America one park at a time. Welcome to Parking Full Time with Big Dave, the parks professor. First hole. The par and distance are at the top of the screen. This hole is very open and very straight, except for one large tree on either side of the basket. This hole is very flat, and in fact there's no elevation anywhere on this entire course. I want to welcome you back to Parking Full Time. I am Big Dave, the parks professor. There's the first basket, and there's the view back to the tee from behind the basket. The second hole is across the street and it plays the opposite direction as the first hole. There was one large tree right in front of the tee that we passed, and there's this other large tree off here to the right side of the fairway, but any disc that goes under the first tree and to the left of the second tree should be fine. We are at Pioneer Park. We are in Kirkland, Illinois, and therefore we are in northern Illinois between Rockford and DeKalb. There's the second basket and the view back to the tee. The third hole has one large tree on the right side of the fairway. There are several smaller trees up by the basket. What I did here is I started my disc due west, parallel to the railroad track on the left, and then I used the left to right disc flight to get around that large tree and get up here close to the basket. The pars and distances I'm giving you are the official pars and distances from the tee signs. The pars are definitely beginner pars, and for most players this would be a par 3. There's the view back to the tee. The fourth hole is the last hole south of the street on the left. It's very open, it's very flat, and it's maybe the easiest par 5 I've ever seen. Now you may be wondering at this point why I brought my camera to this course, and there are two reasons. First, this course was directly on my driving route from Rockford to DeKalb. Second, if you read either of the two major disc golf websites, this course actually has pretty decent reviews. For example, on DG Course Review, this course ranks 2.93 out of 5 stars over 22 reviews. And while this is not a terrible course, and we've certainly all played worse courses than this, in my view this is definitely not a 3-star course. The fifth hole is back in the main part of the park. This hole is short and straight, but there is a low ceiling created by some overhanging tree limbs. There are also two picnic tables that are very much within the line of play. This hole would be better if those picnic tables were moved off to the right, someplace where you couldn't easily get to them with your throw. There's the fifth basket, and there's the view back to the tee. The next 3 holes play north along the park's west boundary. The sixth hole is mostly open. There are a couple of medium-sized trees to the right of the basket, and those tend to tempt you to keep your disc left, but you have to be careful doing that because there's dense woods off to the left of the basket. So you're much better off dealing with those couple of trees off to the right than throwing into the dense woods. I captured this video on Saturday, October the 4th, and it was a warm, sunny morning with temperatures in the upper 70s when I came here. There were a couple of other people in the park when I came here, but I was the only person on the disc golf course. The seventh hole is another very flat and very open hole. The only real hazard is the dense woods along the park boundary off to the left. I do want to thank you for watching. Parking Full Time would not be anything without the people who watch. I realize that every day, and I hardly thank you every day. Also, I took a vow many years ago not to take any monetary compensation for anything I do for this project, and I have kept that vow. So the only thing I get for making these videos and writing these course reviews are your likes, your subscribes, your views, and your comments, and I do appreciate all of those things. There's the 7th basket and the view back to the tee. The 8th hole has an island of trees directly between the tee and the basket. You can go around that island either way. We're going to go to the left of the island. That's the shorter route, but it also brings the dense woods to the left into play. You could also go around to the right, and that way is longer but a little bit safer. Also directly behind the basket is some more dense woods, and there's also a stream back there. so you gotta be careful also not to miss long. Honestly, this is easily my favorite hole on the front 9. There's the view back to the tee. The tee marker for the 9th hole was missing when I came here, so I used a wide spot in the gravel road. Honestly, this hole is really short, really flat, really open, and really boring. Overall, this isn't my favorite course. It's too flat, it's too open, and too short to really make for inspiring disc golf. If you happen to be driving right past here, then it's worth a stop, but I wouldn't come out of my way to play here. That is the end of the front 9. I will see you on the back 9. Until then, have a great afternoon, take care, and Lord bless.